Of the 750,000 unpaid internships in the U.S. available every year, 48% of interns leave without a job offer. This graph shows that almost 70% of unpaid interns rely on some amount of support from their parents' income during the extent of their internship.
It fuels a bigger problem, growing economic inequality. After all, those who take unpaid internships depend on financial support from their family. They end up with a significant career advantage over those who can't afford to work for free.
The UN was clear about their internship policy from the start. No wage or stipend, no transport help, no food allowance, no health assistance. I understood this, and in that regard I have to take responsibility for accepting the internship in the first place. Interns all over the world need to come together and push for the recognition of our value and our equal rights that we deserve.
What David experienced is exactly how companies are able to separate classes through unpaid internships. Some students simply can't afford to work for free and therefore lack experience. In a TED Talk, David explains further how companies contribute to inequality.
And if employers really believe their claim that their valuable experience will help you get a job, then they have to also accept that they are contributing to inequality by offering unequal opportunities. People from wealthy backgrounds can take up these positions, while those who can't afford to work for free never get their first step on a rigged employment ladder. Because internships have fallen through the cracks in our moral codes and legal systems. If you speak out, you risk losing your reference letter, something you spent months working for free to earn. And if you don't speak out and you take the job, you end up perpetuating a discriminatory system which might not actually affect you, but definitely affects others.
These tweets show how many people this problem affects. Unpaid internships are simply an unfair opportunity to lower-class citizens. Companies still hiring unpaid interns now face the growing number of lawsuits by interns that have realized their internships are illegal.
Another intern.
Ah, yes, the great American intern. They get our coffee, they make our copies, and sure, they may not be paid, but they receive something far more valuable in return: skills and experience.
Finally making some sense, Adam. Maybe it wasn't a big mistake.
Yeah, too bad that's a total myth. Internships are nothing but a way for companies to exploit young people for free labor, and in many cases, they're totally illegal.
Wow.
This video displays the comical yet truthful reality of unpaid interns in the workplace. But how exactly are interns exploited?
Requirements include the internship experience is for the benefit of the intern. The intern does not displace regular employees. And the employer that provides the training derives no immediate advantage from the activities of the intern. This means that an intern can only forego a salary for the sake of professional training. In no case should an internship merely provide free labor for the corporate employer. Eric Glatt was an intern for Fox Searchlight Pictures, but his unpaid work on the movie Black Swan was nothing like what he expected.
The accounting office, the accounting department for Black Swan had 4 full-time paid employees and me. So as the clerk, I was in charge of paperwork, purchase orders, receipts. By coincidence, in April 2010, right when production was winding down, the U.S. Department of Labor issued a fact sheet 71, about unpaid internships at for-profit employers. And the New York Times picked it up and published an article, and I read that article, and immediately everything came into focus. This wasn't a gray area. This was crystal clear, black and white, a violation of the labor law.
So he sued Fox Searchlight Pictures and won the case. The merits of the case rested on the fact that the work Glatt did for Fox did not meet the Labor Department's criteria for an unpaid internship. Since Glatt's case, more than 20 lawsuits challenging unpaid work have been filed against for-profit companies such as NBC Universal, Warner Music, and Condé Nast. As recent graduates face unprecedented unemployment, many are desperate to get even an unpaid menial job. And if companies can boost profit margins by hiring unpaid interns rather than paid workers, the threat of lawsuits may be the only way to stop the cycle of abuse.
Finally, many studies on unpaid internships have found that paid interns are being offered more money for a full-time job than unpaid interns. Also, of all unpaid interns, 63% were offered a full-time job, where only 37% of unpaid interns were offered. Overall, unpaid internships are utilized to create economic inequality because they are an unfair opportunity, taken advantage of and used for free labor, and have essentially no financial benefits in the long run. If the growing number of lawsuits don't stop companies from hiring unpaid interns, many lawmakers have seen the negative effects and will likely put a stop to unpaid internships as a whole.